Item Number SCP-895 Object Class Euclid Special Containment Procedures SCP-895 is sealed closed and stored in an isolated underground containment cell at a depth of approximately 100 meters. No cameras, microphones, or other surveillance equipment may be brought within the 10-meter red zone radius of SCP-895 without express permission from at least 2 Level 3 personnel. Any on-site personnel exhibiting unusual behavior or signs of psychological trauma are to be screened immediately and removed from the site or terminated as the situation warrants. Description: SCP-895 is an ornate oak coffin recovered from the mortuary by SCP personnel on following reports of unusual footage captured by surveillance equipment installed at that location. When questioned, mortuary staff were unable to determine the source of SCP-895 and how it was transported to the location. Upon attempting to open SCP-895, agents on location found the object empty. However, observers viewing the live camera feed were until further notice, SCP-895 must remain closed at all times. SCP-895 causes disruptions in video and photographic surveillance equipment within 50 meters similar to vivid, disturbing hallucinations with variable duration and regularity corresponding to the camera's proximity to SCP-895. Within a range of 5 meters from SCP-895, footage captured can cause severe psychological trauma and hysteria in most subjects. These disruptions do not extend to observers physically present within the area. Addendum 895-01 Audio excerpt from the SCP-895 recovery log. Command: Team 1, Command. All civilians have been detained and evacuated. You are clear to move in and capture. Command 1 Lead, Roger, we're moving in. We are inside the lobby. Video feed check. Team 1, Command, we are receiving. We are seeing blood on the walls. Please confirm. Negative, Command. It's clean in here. Nothing out of the ordinary. It's gone. Team 1, advise possible mimetic properties in effect. Copy, Command. Team 1 moving into storage area. We are in the storage area. Object located. Christ, it's moving. Team 1, confirm. Object appears to be alive and moving. Command, negative. We see no movement. Object appears to be normal. 2, open it up. Sounds of weapons being readied, followed by creaking as object is opened. Sir, it's empty. Command 1 Lead, the object appears to be empty. Command, do you copy? Sounds of screaming and retching. Command, do you copy? Shit, we're bugging out. Close that thing. Addendum 895-02 Following incident and the loss of 3 personnel, the red zone of SCP-895 has been extended from 5 meters to 10 meters, and security personnel shifts have been reduced to 4 hours as a precaution. SCP-513 Object Class Safe, Special Containment Procedures. Any broadcast of SCP-513 to be intercepted as detailed in Protocol Upsilon Beta-3 and blocked from public viewing. All intercepted broadcasts are to be recorded and stored for future viewing. Any subjects used to view SCP-513 must be under the age of 10 and are to be dosed with a Class A amnesiac after they have described the episode. Viewing of SCP-513 must be authorized by 3 Level 4 personnel. Description: SCP-513 is a children's television program entitled Bobble the Clown, which first began airing on. SCP-513 seems to have been made in the style of an educational cartoon, with the primary plot of most episodes being the titular character, Bobble the Clown, learning a new skill or activity. The program appears to have no supporting cast, and the setting of the program often changes between episodes. SCP-513's anomalous properties become obvious when the program is viewed. Anyone watching aged 10 years or older will immediately fall unconscious when the program begins and will remain incapacitated until the end of the program, later reporting a stabbing headache immediately before blacking out. Children under the age of 10 viewing SCP-513 later report that it teaches and advocates activities such as cannibalism, murder, torture. These activities appear to become ingrained in the subject's mind. Repeated exposure to SCP-513 can result in permanent psychotic and schizophrenic symptoms. Episodes of SCP-513 are regularly broadcast from a currently unknown source, but since all broadcasts have been successfully intercepted using Protocol Upsilon Beta-3 and blocked from public viewing. Episode Log: Bobble's Kitchen Surprise. Setting of episode is a stereotypical small American town. In the episode, Bobble the Clown appears to kidnap one of the town's citizens and takes him to his home. Once there, Bobble the Clown informs the viewer on how to prepare human flesh for consumption, then proceeds to skin, gut, and cook the citizen. Bobble in the Big City. Setting of episode of the large American city, possibly New York. In the episode, Bobble the Clown instructs viewers on methods of lighting fires undetected, using resources such as mosquito coils. At the end of the episode, Bobble the Clown sets fire to a large building and leaves. The picture stays in the burning building for a further 3 minutes before the episode ends. Screams are audible during this time. Bobble's Sneaky Saturday. Setting of episode appears to be London, as the Elizabeth Tower housing Big Ben is visible. In the episode, Bobble the Clown silently stalks a woman for most of the episode. When she arrives at her home, Bobble the Clown attacks and kills her with a large butcher knife. At the end of the episode, Bobble the Clown details methods of remaining unseen in crowded places. Bobble gets the truth. Setting of episode appears to be a prisoner of war camp. In the episode, Bobble the Clown tortures a captured soldier, repeatedly asking him nonsensical questions. The soldier eventually appears to die of his wounds. Bobble the Clown details to the viewer how to inflict painful but non-lethal injuries. Bobble hates you. Setting of episode appears to be a blank room. Bobble the Clown sits on a chair in the room staring angrily at the viewer for the full 30 minutes of the episode. You. Setting of the episode appears to be Site Video Archive, where recordings of SCP-513 are stored. In the episode, Bobble the Clown angrily details methods of breaching containment for several SCPs. Bobble then details methods to murder researchers involved in its containment, showing detailed knowledge of their daily routines and habits. Notably, what appears to be an animated version of Dr. walks past Bobble halfway through the episode. A clock on the wall shows the time as PM. Dr. confirms that he was walking past SCP-513's archive at that time. Item number SCP-513 Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-513 is to be suspended in a 1 cubic meter block of gelatin and contained within a soundproofed, climate-controlled cell. The gelatin must be inspected daily for any degradation or loss of integrity. An emergency inspection will be carried out immediately following any earthquake, explosion, or sonic event Grade 2 or higher. Personnel performing the inspection are to wear earplugs and active noise-canceling earmuffs at all times while inside SCP-513's cell. If the gelatin cube shows any signs of degradation, such as rips, tears, splits, liquefaction, or mold, SCP-513 is to be immediately removed and suspended within a replacement cube by a team of surgically deafened Class D personnel. No other personnel are to enter the cell during this procedure. Any sentient beings exposed to SCP-513 are to be monitored by at least 2 security personnel at all times. Under absolutely no circumstances may exposure victims be administered sedatives or allowed to fall unconscious. Any victim who does fall unconscious is to be terminated immediately. Class D personnel are to be terminated at the first sign of mental degradation. All other exposure victims may be terminated at their request. If possible, SCP-513-1 is to be apprehended on site. Description: Physically, SCP-513 is an unremarkable rusty cowbell. No marks or engravings are visible on the surface due to a large amount of corrosion. Attempts to remove the rust chemically or mechanically had had no success. SCP-513 was recovered by Agent while carrying out Containment Re-establishment Procedure MU at Site. SCP-513's clapper was firmly held in place by several strips of duct tape. A single scrap of paper was found along with SCP-513. See Addendum. Any noise produced by SCP-513 immediately induces strong anxiety in all sentient beings who hear it, regardless of their previous mental status. Exposure victims report feelings of being watched by an unseen entity and present elevated heart rates and blood pressure. Roughly 1 hour after exposure victims begin to catch glimpses of SCP-513-1 when opening doors, walking past mirrors, turning their heads, or performing any other actions that results in a sudden change in visual perception. Upon being sighted, SCP-513-1 reportedly turns away and runs out of view before disappearing without a trace. Questioning of bystanders indicates that SCP-513-1 is invisible to those who have not been exposed to SCP-513. Sightings of SCP-513-1 reoccur every 14 to 237 minutes. This stalking behavior inevitably causes extreme sleep deprivation, as victims are frequently disturbed by SCP-513-1's presence in their quarters. Victims able to fall asleep before SCP-513-1's appearance report being physically assaulted by it. Upon the victim's awakening, SCP-513-1 flees as usual. See Experiment Log 513. This sleep deprivation, along with the mental stress caused by SCP-513-1's behavior, invariably induces paranoia, aggression, hypervigilance, and depression. All test cases but one have ended with the test subject's suicide. Descriptions of SCP-513-1's appearance are largely unreliable. Test subjects are unable to provide complete accounts of sightings due to their exhaustion, degraded mental health, and disruptive hypervigilance. However, all interrogations thus far indicate that SCP-513-1 is a tall, emaciated humanoid with abnormally large hands. Addendum. Text recovered from Site. You've seen it, now he can hear you. You've touched it, now he can see you. Never ring it. If you hear it, he can touch you. Item Number SCP-455 Object Class Euclid Special Containment Procedures Object SCP-455 cannot be moved nor contained in any structure. Containment must be made on-site. No exploration or testing is to be made on or in SCP-455. No personnel are to remain in close proximity for more than 5 minutes. All physical contact with SCP-455 is forbidden. Any personnel breaking this order are to be quarantined. Any hallucinations experienced near SCP-455 are to be recorded and logged. Any personnel experiencing hallucinations are to be transferred. Any personnel attempting to enter SCP-455 are to be restrained by any means deemed necessary. Description: SCP-455 is a large cargo ship currently run aground on the southern coast of Chile. Most of its structure is underwater and badly damaged, with rust coating 85 to 90% of all surfaces. Internal structure appears to be significantly larger than external dimensions, and is not flooded despite large holes visible in outer hull. Internal structure appears to be a random assembly of rooms, halls, and structures. Initial salvage teams reported rooms made of human teeth, an engine with tendon strips for timing belts, a hall extending for 182.88 meters, or 600 feet, beyond where the outer hulls should terminate, an open gym room with steel walls as pliant as taffy, and numerous audio and visual hallucinations. Team was lost after reporting entry into central navigation. Rescue team lost after reporting the investigation of screaming in a cargo section. Dr. has suggested the use of robots to map the interior of SCP-455 after the failure of several manned exploration teams. Experiment Log 455 details the attempts to explore SCP-455 and information established despite their failures overall. Explorative Logs of SCP-455 First Encounter. Initial reports of disappearance of a salvage operation regarding SCP-455 led to its classification in our databases. A research team of 5 members were dispatched to confirm status of civilian researchers. This team consisted of 2 field analysts and 3 security personnel. Due to the low threat level initially given to a beached cargo vessel, no direct contact was kept with this team. Team orders required 1 contact to their control headquarters every 24 hours. After 3 days of uneventful activity, Team failed to report in, and after 2 days of lost contact, a secondary team was dispatched to investigate lapse in communication. This team consisted of 10 standard field agents with standard gear for confrontation with humanoid aggressors. A search of the vicinity of SCP-455 discovered encampment of the first research team in a condition that suggested an anticipated return. A rice cooker left running for several days contained heavily burnt food. Research laptops were left on and running, powered by the camp's portable generator. An analysis of the reports on the laptop indicated minimal activity of note from the site or from SCP-455 up until the date of ceased communications. The last entry mentions recording of human voices coming from deep within SCP-455, and a departure of the team to investigate for possible missed survivors from the salvage operation. After reporting in the state of Team 1's camp, Team 2 was ordered to maintain constant radio contact through the remote system already on camp. What follows is an abbreviated transcript of the audio recorded during Team 2's investigation of SCP-455 in search of Team 1. HQ, this is T2L, please respond. T2L, this is HQ, we have you loud and clear, over. Understood, HQ, we are above deck on the vessel now. Sun is still up. We can see into the hold but not very far. Flashlights also aren't helping matters much. We're foregoing direct descent into the hull and are going to use the stairs to the crew decks and access it from there so we aren't separated. Is this acceptable, HQ? Over. Roger, T2L, you have complete discretion from here forward, over. We've been out of contact with Team 1 for a couple of days already. A few more minutes won't hurt them. Proceed swiftly but cautiously. Inconsequential audio deleted. HQ, this is T2L. We got an anomaly here, over. T2L, this is HQ. What's the situation? We're on Deck 3 so far of the vessel, sir, but it has taken us like half an hour to get down this far. Something not quite right about the distance between floors for us to spend 10 minutes getting between each. Understood, T2L. We suggest you send 1 member back up to the surface and then have him return. Please update us on the elapsed time. Over. Inconsequential audio deleted. T2L here, HQ. We sent a man up as advised and he returned in 4 minutes. Sent him back twice in a sprint, 2 minutes. We all recorded 30 to get down this far at least, and we all recorded our scouts' return times as well. This is definitely something inconsistent. Proceed as planned, T2L. Time lapses have been recorded, but we see no need to abort mission over this. Please use precautions when these lapses occur and immediately try to raise us should you suspect one so we can confirm time since last contact. In addition, if radio silence is encountered, use utmost discretion. T2L, respond. T2L. Fuck. Inconsequential audio deleted. HQ, this is T2L. Please repeat. T2L, where the flying fistfuck have you been? We were just talking, sir. How long ago? Sir, 30 seconds? Maybe 50? Guys? Yeah, less than a minute. T2L, please be advised we've been out of contact with you for 16 hours, give or take, over. Sir, that can't be right. You were just… Listen, I don't know what the shit's going on out there, but this is what I want you to do. Get to the bottom of the fucking stairs, search the hold, report back as soon as you get there, and then get the fuck out. Do I make myself clear? Sir, yes sir, out. Inconsequential audio deleted. Sir, we're apparently at the bottom of the ship now, 5 floors down by our count. Standard for a cargo vessel's size. We're approaching the hold now and… T2L, this is HQ, and something is odd about the door, sir. Details, T2L. Define odd. Well, it's pristine, sir. The rest of the ship is something of a shithole, but this door looks like it just came out of the metal press. Noted, T2L. Proceed through using maximum caution. Weapons ready. Sir, yes sir. Proceeding to open the door. Background lock system can be heard disengaging. We're looking into the hold now, sir, and moving forward. Remaining silent for now, T2L. Focus on searching the hold and getting topside. Background sound of door slamming closed and lock system rotating back into place. The fuck, did you close that? No sir, it did on its own. What the hell? We appear to be locked in now, HQ, but we can see daylight above us, so we can probably rappel out if the door won't… What is that? HQ, there appear to be people down here with us. Estimated 15 or so people in the corner, huddled together. They look injured. We're approaching. Hey, that's Dawn. Dawn! Man, wake up. Wake… Oh fuck. HQ, come in. Come in, HQ. Come in. T2L, this is HQ. What is it? We found the salvage team and the first team. They're here, and I don't know if they're alive or not, but they're… T2L, they're what? T2L, come in. Wait, where did Ramses go? He was right. Daniel? Vincent? What the fuck? HQ, come in. We just lost 3. No, 4 members. T2L, makes sense. What did you mean, lost? I hear no weapons fire. They're just gone, sir. They were standing right behind us at flank and they're just gone. Spencer? Someone shine a light on Spencer. Where'd he go? Son of a bitch. T2L, what's going on in there? HQ, we've lost 4 men apparently. They were just at the rear of us and now they're gone. Unknown sound similar to sliding metal. T2L, respond, respond. Where the hell did he go now? HQ, come in HQ. T2L, we're here, please respond. Oh shit, they responded, guys. HQ responded. HQ, this is Baker, and I'm here with Jensen and Thomas from Team 2 sent to… We know who you're with, Baker. We were just talking to T2L about 10 seconds ago. Where is… HQ? We haven't heard from you in 2 weeks. We're out of rations, though we found some food in one of the crew rooms. T2L had been dead since we were in the hold. He went to investigate the people in the hold, and as soon as he approached him, that hatch in the back, it flew open, made a huge noise. We all turned to look at it, then back to T2L, and he was gone. Him and those people in the corner just gone, like the others. We searched the ship up and down, but never found him. Did you return to the surface for supplies, Baker? That ship should only be 5 floors at… We never thought to do that. That ship is at least 30 floors, HQ, at least, but we found a crew quarters with food and we've been… Baker, our first team reported that ship had been ashore for at least 30 years, maybe more. What exact food did you find there that was edible? Baker? 30 years? Baker, listen closely. I want you and whoever is left to get topside immediately. We are dispatching a rescue team to… Gunshots. Gunshots. Baker! Gunshots. Baker, come in. What the fuck's going on over there? A third team of heavily armed recon units was dispatched to the SCP-455 site and investigated a cargo hold from above deck using high-powered flashlights and flares. No trace of any life within the hold, nor was there any trace there had ever been life there. Reports indicate a layer of dust and rust approximately to be an inch thick as determined by the cloud and dispersal caused by dropping of flares into the hold. Team 3 was recalled and a high-priority search team deployed to SCP-455 for deeper investigation as to the fate of all 3 missing groups. Team 3. After the failure of the first 2 teams dispatched to SCP-455, a third team was put together and sent. This team was comprised of more veteran members with far more experience exploring and investigating sites of interest or risk. This team was comprised of 5 persons and included an additional technician who would remain outside SCP-455 at all times to maintain communications linked to the team. Unknown to Team 3, a fourth team coded as Ripcord, comprised of 5 members as well, was put on standby on-site approximately 10 miles away. Their purpose was emergency evac of Team 3 should it become necessary, and they were to proceed to SCP-455 sites immediately after Team 3 entered it to reduce response time. Team 3's issued gear included 2 separate video recording units, one issued to the leader, T3L, and one to a video specialist, T3V. This was deemed necessary due to the lapses in time experienced during Team 2's investigation. One member of Team 3 was instructed to enter SCP-455 through the cargo loading area directly and would be tethered to land by a pulley system. T3L, this is HQ. We're online receiving feeds, over. Roger, HQ. This is T3L. We are preparing to enter the ship via the stairs. Evans is in position at the cargo hold. Understood. Proceed through both entrances and move directly to the cargo hold to rendezvous with Evans. T3V is recording his descent and all floodlights are active within the hold, as well as the ones in the deck. Team 3's primary force proceeded down the stairs into SCP-455 while its secondary unit descended into the cargo hold, where Team 2 disappeared. Within 3 minutes of descending into SCP-455, the primary force's video feed ended. The secondary force experienced no issues at all and waited in the cargo hold under the observation of T3V, who recorded what consisted of 5 minutes of Evans walking in circles, dancing a brief jig, and waving up at the camera. HQ considered sending T3V to investigate the stairs, but it was decided that full attention should be paid to Evans, who was within SCP-455 and experiencing no anomalous activity. During mounting concern on whether to abort or proceed with the mission, T3L's video feed returned. T3L, respond immediately, over. We lost feed to you. What happened? HQ? HQ, come in. For God. You're there. Oh God. This is T3L. We've lost 2 men. Somehow the rest of us are still alive. This place, it's... T3L, how much time has passed for your unit? Time? 10 hours, sir. We came down here 10 hours ago and... Now slow down, T3L. Are you in a safe location at this current moment? Yes, we're fine in this room. Seems to be food storage. Touch nothing in that room, T3L, and listen closely to me. The mission has been in progress for 5 minutes. Evans is in the hold, apparently doing the hammer. Now listen. I want you to detail to me exactly what has happened, and do not leave that room. Do not eat anything in that room. Take a breath, secure the entryway, and talk to me. T3L explained that they had proceeded down 20 floors within the ship when divers had established that it can't possibly have more than 6 from the exterior. During this time, T3V was instructed to raise Evans back out of the cargo area and secure him topside. Okay, relax. Okay, HQ. Okay. We proceeded down the stairs as normal. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary until we noticed we had gone down far more flights than it should have taken to get to the bottom to enter the cargo area. We sent Eric up to retrace our steps and he was only able to go up 2 floors. We had descended at my count at least 15. There was no hatch back to the surface. The stairs just went up to the ceiling and ended. We could hear his every word from his location. Eric then said the hatch to that floor was open and he saw someone in it leaning against a wall. They were well within earshot of it as well, but hadn't reacted to any of our conversation. Keep going, T3L. So Eric, he goes through the hatch to try to figure out who this person is. They hadn't moved, hadn't shown any hostility, and according to him, they weren't even looking our direction, like we didn't exist to them. Suddenly we heard gunfire, so the entire team rushed up 2 flights and just like he said, the stairs just stopped at the ceiling and the floor hatch was open. Nobody was in that hallway, not a soul. No Eric, no second person, no bullet shells, nothing. Nothing but the walls. The walls? The walls were wrong. Hazy, like you were viewing them through a gas leak. They were flowing and fluid, just wrong. I closed the hatch. I don't know why I didn't go in and look for Eric, but I felt like I couldn't. I wrote him off as lost immediately. I wasn't going in there or sending any of my men in there after him. Understood, T3L. Keep going. So the rest of the squad, we go back down the stairs. Can't go up, not going in that hallway. All the rest of the floors were closed off. We went down maybe 10 more flights. Then the stairs started changing. They were solid metal, like aluminum, but now there were holes in the steps, and the metal looked rusted in some places. Old. Like the rest of the ship.
Up until now, everything seemed rather clean. It didn't dawn on me immediately that the clean parts were actually stranger than the old parts. We found a food storage area down here. Everything seemed in good shape, but we didn't touch any of it yet. I read the Team 2 logs. I sent a man out into the hall to see what we could do on this floor. There seems to be a series of ladders and a group at the far end, but the entirety of this floor is food storage. It actually doesn't make any sense why there are so many of these rooms. I'm talking over 20 on this one floor, and they're all big enough for 10 people to stand inside and have room to move. Some of them are locked, probably for the best. And the ladders? We haven't gone down them yet. Wanted to see if we could get someone from the outside first. Down? They go down? What the flaming shit is going… Okay, sweet dapper Jesus of the Gentleman's Club. Look, I don't want to put any of you at risk, but we need to find you a way out of there. If you can't go back up, and you can only go down, only send one man. T3V and Evans are topside and perfectly fine. We're sending a diving crew around the ship exterior to see if we can pinpoint your location inside it using thermal. Understood, sir. Contact with T3L was lost after this transmission and remained disconnected for 12 hours. Divers around SCP-455 could not effectively scan the ship wreckage through thermal as the ship exhibited temperatures far higher than the water surrounding it. At sunrise, T3V and Evans were ordered to return to SCP-455 and reinvestigate the ship to the cargo hold. Upon activation of the cargo lights, all missing members of T3 were found within the cargo hold in an apparently catatonic state. Only the member Eric, who went missing per the Team 3 recordings, was unaccounted for. All remaining members remained in a state of stasis until removed from the ship and left undisturbed for approximately 1 hour. All recalled moving down the mentioned ladders in the last transmission, but nothing after that point that would lead to them being in the cargo hold. Team 3 exploration ended and robotic exploration is now a viable option. Exploration Log Record 4553. Central Record Notation. Following documents contains the whole and entirely of Exploration Log Record 4553. Omissions are as follows. Key names as detailed in CR Law 18813D, subsection 4. Key dates as detailed in CR Law 18817E, subsection 5-8. 05 level discretionary omissions as detailed in CR Law 137A. Requests for omitted data may be remanded to Central Records for address during quarterly review hearings. Emergency recall may be granted on direct approval from 3 05 command members. Exploration Team personnel consist of 3 Mobile Task Force Zeta-9 members, Mr. A, Mr. R, and Miss S, 2 agents, Mr. G and Sir K, and 1 Class D subject, D-11. Team is equipped with basic Foundation equipment package for semi-aquatic hostile environment exploration, in addition to the Mark V Heavy Recon Nautilus-class suits issued to Zeta-9 team members. 2 mobile recon vehicles, commonly called MARVs, are also issued. Mission time begins at 0800 hours on MARV-1 malfunctions during initial transfer of team from observation platform to SCP-455 and is recalled. MARV-2 continues normal operation and remains in the water as the team climbs into the deck of SCP-455. Holy hell, how is this heap even staying afloat? It's not floating, it's grounded out. This is just the part that sticks up. Is it even safe to walk on? What if it gives way? Oh, relax, big boy. You've been on deck for over 30 seconds. You already beat the last team's time. Radio silence for 10 seconds. Team proceeds to the cabin area near the center section of SCP-455, with MARV-2 following at sea level. Oh no, hell no, not a chance. You can shoot my happy ass, but I'm not going down there. It's not a request. Walk or be strapped to the MARV and floated. Your choice. What a bullshit way to make parole. Okay, kiddos, mask on. Rats, canned air from here out. R, is your seal still good? Let me check. Good. G, get those tanks on D11. Team proceeds down the main stairwell of the cabin area. Area below is mostly flooded. MARV-2 joins team via a large puncture below the waterline. Nothing weird yet. We have a small chamber with halls off to left and right. MARV-2 appears to be working fine. Hi guys. I say left. Left keeps us in the ship proper. Right seems to be snaking off outside physical dimensions. We go right. We are under advisement to explore the extra-dimensional segments for possible details. No, we go left. Right will take us down the rabbit hole screwed much too fast. This is not a discussion. Listen, asshole, the fuck is… S, let it go. It's not… I will… Touching my foot… Guys? Sudden burst of radio static, along with several inarticulate voices and the sound of grinding metal, continues for 8 seconds. Jesus, did we just rock? A, is there any record of movement in 455? Not a one. Guys, can you still see us? Any movement from 455? Base team reports zero movement of any kind from or around SCP-455. Where is the Class D? Several seconds of radio silence. I had eyes on him the whole time. He was against this wall. What? What is… Oh, are you kidding? R, get your pick and get that out of the wall. Metal can't do that. It's like it's rusted the tooth out right along with it. It's like it's been there for ages. 3 seconds of radio silence. D-11 is now missing, presumed dead or unable to be retrieved, proceeding down right hallway. Let's move. Team proceeds down hallway, followed by Marv-2. Video data shows hallway slightly tilted to the right with 80% flooding. Team is equipped with wetsuits and air tanks. All equipment appears to be working normally. Shit, we have contact. Let me… Oh. Reporting. Water appears to end abruptly at the end of the hall. It appears some sort of force is keeping the water out of the next chamber. The division is very precise and can be crossed without incident. It's like an invisible force. Christ, the room's so damn blue. It's really bright. Almost looks fresh. Dead end too. Looks like we have to go left after all, but the hallway's gone. The fuck, dude? Shit. Visual contact with team is suddenly lost for 2 seconds. Once contact is resumed, Marv-2 shows a flooded cargo section of SCP-455. No trace of team is seen anywhere. Marv-2 is unresponsive to controls for 22 seconds. Marv-2 suddenly accelerates at a much higher velocity than it's capable of, impacting with a rusted wall. Video continues for 4 seconds after impact. Plant matter observed during the last 2 seconds of video matches no known species and appears exceptionally hostile. Base team is unable to send transmissions to Exploration Team. The entry is now gone. It appears the door now opens onto a shaft with several ladders going down. The top of the shaft is in line with the top of the hatch door. There appears to be water leakage from several seams in the roof, with… I can't see bottom, I mean at all. That thing goes down a mile. With some flaking rust falling as well, the Marv appears to have vanished as well. Okay, we go down and look for the nearest exit point or way up. If we don't find anything in half an hour, I want R and S to start excavating charges on a wall until something opens up. Roger the hell out of that. I'll start now if you like. Everyone down the hole, watch your feet. If anything feels weak, skip to the next rung. I want safety lines in every… Several seconds of metallic screeching along with 2 bass throbs. Contact is lost for 4 seconds. Down, 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 down. God, it's closing up. It's my shepherd. I shall blow the floor for fuck's sake. Get out. 18 seconds of radio silence. It's in his bloody eye. It's in… Help him up. Just get him out of here. Mary, full of grace. The 4 heavy bass throbs followed by screeching. Sound appears to be comprised of many individuals, with many non-human animal mechanical sounds being isolated. In weeks. I can't find him anymore. The way is too curved. I can't drag. Radio silence for 8 seconds. The other day, upon the stair, I met a man who wasn't there. He wasn't there again today. Oh, how I wish he'd go away. Laughter for several seconds. Oh God, make it stop crying. Mission called as failure at 8:13. Sporadic contact made over the last 2 weeks, recorded as follows. My foot is evaporating. Help, 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 help. Humming tunelessly. There. Just an illusion of a fish. Oh Jesus, please. Laughter. 20 seconds of a single, sustained scream. Yes, home, I want my home. I don't want to feel the rust in me anymore. Soft crying, barely audible. I shot it. Maybe we haven't tried up in a few days. I'll eat it, but not because it's cold. No radio contact with team reported beyond this point. Radio monitoring is ongoing. Single report. 1 month after mission end. Miss S. observed waving from the deck. Report filed by single watch guard and not verified by any other sources.
Item number SCP-2126 Object Class Safe Special Containment Procedures SCP-2126 is to be kept in an opaque plastic sleeve and held within a moisture-controlled storage locker. Description: SCP-2126 is a letter written in blue ink on a ruled sheet of P4 paper. It is addressed to a person identified as Davy and appears to be written by said person's grandmother. Two horizontal creases in the paper suggest that it was at some point folded into thirds and placed into an envelope. It reads as follows. January 3rd, 1970. My dearest Davy, it was so nice to see you for Christmas last week. I always enjoy the time we spend together, especially now that you are studying at university. I can't believe my little Davy is going to be a doctor. Still, I wish you had decided to attend a school that wasn't on the West Coast. There are plenty of good schools here in New England. You could have been close enough to visit all the time. Besides, I think those California boys have become a bad influence on you. I can't imagine you going to church with your hair grown out like this. When you were turned around, I almost mistook you for your sister. But I am just a silly old woman. I guess boys will be boys, or girls. These are strange times. With much love, Grandma. When SCP-2126 is read aloud from beginning to end, all the reader's hair follicles will immediately cease normal function and begin to pull hairs downward through the dermis and into adjacent tissues. Footnote 1. The mechanism producing this effect is unknown and currently under investigation. Once there is no more hair above a particular follicle, the follicle will begin contributing cells to the inward growing hair. This process proceeds at a rate of 1.25 cm per month, approximating the average rate of human hair growth. The process ceases for follicles producing body hair once the hair reaches the length of the follicle would normally produce, such as for vellus and androgenic hair, but will proceed indefinitely for cranial hair should the person affected have live follicles within the dermis of their scalp. Autopsies have shown that the inverted hairs of individuals affected by SCP-2126 will grow uninhibited even through particularly dense tissue such as cartilage and bone. Following greatly reduced mobility caused by hair growing through muscle and nerve tissue, death by SCP-2126 occurs once vital organs are sufficiently penetrated. Reading recorded video, photographs, photocopies, or transcripts of SCP-2126 does not produce this effect. Addendum: the effect of SCP-2126 can be temporarily halted with chemicals that prevent hair growth or by surgical removal of follicles, as the affected individual's body will quickly produce new follicles to replace those removed. The effect can be permanently halted only through surgical removal of the dermis. Item number SCP-332 Object Class Euclid Special Containment Procedures Observation Station 55-B has been constructed to monitor and study SCP-332. Due to the danger of initiating an activation event, SCP-332 has had an area of exclusion established around it, covering the area of effect. This area is surrounded by a 5-meter tall and 1.5 meter thick concrete wall. Security personnel are to be stationed every 50 meters, with regular patrols around the outer portion of the perimeter taking place every half-hour. When SCP-332 enters its active state, all site personnel are to monitor the length and intensity of the sound produced by SCP-332 from soundproofed observation areas until the active state ceases. Description: SCP-332 is the Class of 1976 Kirk Lonwood High School Marching Band, located in the town of. The band is composed of 30 humanoids known as SCP-332-1 through -30. All 30 instances of SCP-332 wear 1976 band uniforms and play instruments manufactured before 1976. The words "Syncope Symphony" have been engraved into each instrument. Individuals within SCP-332 do not display normal human behavior and will stand at attention in the center of the former Kirk Lonwood High School football field when not in an active state. Occasionally, individual instances of SCP-332 have been known to suddenly begin struggling with an unseen force before returning to their normal stance. The reason for this behavior is unknown. No instance of SCP-332 has ever attempted to communicate with Foundation personnel. Instances of SCP-332 do not appear to feel hunger, pain, or suffer from exposure to the elements, and have been in the same location for over 30 years without suffering from negative effects. Once every 48 hours, SCP-332 will enter active state. SCP-332 will also emit sound if any person enters the area of exclusion, or if a noise between 15 and 80,000 Hz is made within the zone. SCP-332's active state consists of it marching around the perimeter of the Kirk Lonwood High School football stadium for a period between 15 and 45 minutes. Following this, SCP-332 will proceed to the center of the field and play a music piece. Pieces played by SCP-332 vary, but it primarily consists of marching band arrangements of popular songs from 1967 to 1973. Sounds produced by SCP-332 have a consistent volume throughout the active zone, with the sound fading abruptly outside of that zone. If a subject is able to hear the music played by SCP-332, they will attempt to obtain any instrument near them and join SCP-332 in playing. Subjects affected in this manner, hereafter known as SCP-332-B, will report high amounts of anxiety if unable to obtain a musical instrument within 10 minutes of coming under SCP-332's effect. If they are unable to join SCP-332 within 10 minutes, they will walk with the band and begin miming an instrument as they march with the band, and will attempt to replicate the sound being produced by SCP-332 with their voice. Instances of SCP-332-B who join with SCP-332 will march and play until they pass out from exhaustion or hunger, at which point they will be trampled by other instances of SCP-332-B and SCP-332. For every 10 SCP-332-B instances who join SCP-332, the area of effect will increase by 300 meters. This radius of effect will expand until all instances of SCP-332-B are terminated or incapacitated, at which point SCP-332's active state will immediately cease. SCP-332 was contained following Incident 332-A, the incident during which SCP-332 was initially activated. Between the point from when it activated to being disabled by Foundation agents, Incident 332-A resulted in the deaths of 40% of Kirk Lonwood High School staff and students. The school was closed down under the pretense of fire damage, with students, locals, and survivors being issued Class B amnesiacs. Successful containment of SCP-332 was achieved on July 17, 1976, with a classification of Euclid. Addendum 332-B. Transcript of Incident 332-A. During initial cleanup operations following SCP-332's containment, a 16mm camera was discovered outside what would have been the first-story window of Kirk Lonwood High School. The transcript of this video, although highly corrupted, is the only record of Incident 332-A. 0 to 10 seconds. The camera is pointed out a large window, believed to be in the school's front office. Several members of SCP-332 can be seen preparing their instruments on the field. There is no sound. 10 seconds to a minute 34. The camera swings towards unidentified woman number 1. It is believed that the cameraman is speaking to her, although no sound can be heard. One of SCP-332's clarinet players can be seen walking by in the background. 1:34 to 4:55. Section of the tape is damaged, no identifiable content present. 4:55 to 5 minutes. Picture and sound briefly become clear, and a voice believed to belong to unidentified woman number 1 remarks about one band member's outfit having an unusual attribute, although what was unusual about it is not heard. 5 minutes to 6 minutes 2 seconds. Static. 6 minutes 2 seconds to 8 minutes 4 seconds. Sound and picture return with greatly improved quality, with the cameraman chatting with unidentified woman number 1. Unidentified woman number 2 is heard off-screen at 7 minutes 9 seconds, referencing a band equipment supplier known as Synscope Symphony, and remarking that she was unable to find it with the information that was provided to her. Unidentified man number 1, also in the background, claims that he will investigate it at a later date. 8 minutes 4 seconds to 16 minutes and 22 seconds. Sound cuts out again. Camera is pointed out to the field as SCP-332 begins to perform. At the 11-minute mark, several persons in the audience begin to exhibit signs of distress. At the 11-minute 30-second mark, the camera is violently jerked away from the floor and dropped. Several persons, including the cameraman and unidentified woman number 2, are seen to move around the office in a state of distress. At the 11-minute 45-second mark, SCP-332 enters an active state. Unidentified woman number 1 is seen to exit the office to go outside at the 16-minute mark. 16 minutes 22 seconds to 18 minutes and 45 seconds. Static. 18 minutes and 45 seconds to 19 minutes. The camera is picked up and pans around the room. Several deceased persons are visible in frame, including the original cameraman. The camera is briefly pointed out the window, where SCP-332 can be seen playing. The tape ends at the 19-minute mark. Item number SCP-899. Object Class Euclid. Formerly safe. See Incident Reports. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-899 is contained in a rough patch of forest in Rocky Mountain National Park. The SCP-899 phenomenon has not been able to travel more than 5 meters beyond a standing living tree, thus the area has been isolated by creating a continuous fire break around the affected region. 3 park service cabins are staffed by Foundation agents on the borders of the site for the purposes of preventing hikers and travelers from attempting to enter SCP-899. Agents are authorized to administer Class B and C amnesiacs to any trespassers. Children who enter SCP-899 cannot be recovered, and containment must be maintained by removing those who have knowledge of the child's last whereabouts, or by planting false evidence of death by natural causes elsewhere in the region. Agents who come into physical contact with SCP-899 must undergo regular psychiatric evaluation. As the SCP-899 phenomena has become increasingly more violent, all trees within 5 meters of the observation cabins have been removed. Personnel entering SCP-899 must do so in pairs and carry sidearms with custom iron ammunition. Description: SCP-899 is a psychic and telekinetic phenomenon that most commonly manifests as groups of hostile phantom children. Travelers in the area have reported being pursued and harassed by small shadowy figures that curse and throw rocks in an attempt to drive them out of the immediate area. The figures tend to be featureless, and it is usually difficult to determine if they possess any gender or even individual voices and behaviors. Failure to leave the area will result in an increase of aggressive behavior, culminating in a direct physical attack by the entities. An adult who comes into physical contact with one of the entities will suffer the loss of all detailed memories prior to the onset of puberty. General knowledge of family members and living conditions will remain, but persons who have been affected by this memory loss often display a significant change in personality. The most common symptoms are a loss of impulsiveness and curiosity, and negative responses to attempts at humor. Affected persons also tend to become highly impatient with children, regardless of their prior behavior. Pre-adolescent children who come into contact with the entities will physically disappear, after which some or all of the entities may take on part of the lost child's appearance. No attempt to communicate or find the whereabouts of a child lost in this way have yet been successful. Adolescents who have not fully matured past puberty are. Although more detailed manifestations have been encountered within the area, no attempts to communicate with the entities within SCP-899 have resulted in anything but attacks on Foundation personnel. Items made of iron or are useful in warding off direct contact with the entities. However, as confrontation with the phenomenon is not required to contain it, no tools containing have been allocated to SCP-899. Travel through the area is also hindered by a spatial anomaly that makes land navigation difficult. Compasses and GPS navigation systems will give false directions, and trails through the underbrush will change course. Although there are occasional sounds of wildlife within the affected area, no wild animals or tracks have been observed within the range of SCP-899's effect. Animals brought into the site are also subject to attacks by the entities, although they will not attempt to make physical contact. Experiment 899-1 conducted March 23 to May 15, 2009. SCP-513 was transferred to SCP-899 to test its effects on the childlike manifestations. SCP-573 is successful in driving away the manifestations, although the spatial anomaly that complicates land travel within the area remained. Due to the harmful effects of prolonged exposure, SCP-573 was returned to containment at the conclusion of the experiment. SCP-573 should be contained here with SCP-899, as they can effectively be used to cancel each other out. There are no children or animals to be exposed to SCP-573 inside this place. Please reconsider and return 573 to my care. Agent. Incident Report 899-25 June 10, 2009. A new manifestation has been encountered in SCP-899. The entity took the appearance of an adolescent male covered with bloody wounds. Rather than the normal interaction, it immediately attacked Dr. resulting in severe lacerations and distinct bite marks on the arm, neck, and upper thigh. Dr. is undergoing treatment and quarantine. Incident Report 899-26 June 13, 2009. Dr. is released from quarantine with no permanent damage beyond scarring. Dr. passed a psychiatric examination with expected results and has been able to give detailed recollections from his youth despite physical contact with SCP-899. The new manifestation has been classified SCP-899-1. Incident Report 899-27 June 20, 2009. SCP-899-1 manifestations have been increasing in number and have been observed in direct conflict with other manifestations of SCP-899. SCP-899-1 has also attacked the cabin on the northern border and started a fire which resulted in the death of Agent. Although SCP-899-1 can be deterred in the same manner as SCP-899, the new manifestations display a significant increase in aggression with intent to kill. Research suggests that the change in SCP-899's phenomena is related to exposure to SCP-573. No further cross-SCP experimentation with SCP-899 is allowed at this time per O5 order.